Hello, everybody, and welcome back to TARTLEcast. You are here with Jason Rigby, the Chief Conscious Marketing Officer, and myself, Alexander McKeag, current CEO of TARTLE, and plan to be for the foreseeable future because I care so much about giving people power back in controlling their data and information online.
Yeah, it's so funny when, and I know a lot of people that listen to this have experienced the startup world.
Yes.
It's just so funny how it's the exit is the first thing thought of. 'Cause what you just said reminded me of this, of like being able to make shitloads of money and exit. You know, it's almost like to me, it's almost like you remember in the old Cracker Jacks, you'd get a surprise.
Yeah.
But you didn't buy the box of the Cracker Jacks. The Cracker Jacks were good.
They were okay.
They were nice to eat or whatever, caramel.
No, but I wanted the thing that was in it.
But I wanted the surprise.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the same thing. You know, it's like, who cares about the Cracker Jack box? Yeah. Whatever that has to look like and whatever treats I need to fill it, because I want the prize of this 0% interest, not anymore, but free money that's out there from these VCs. And then I want some big corporation to come along and just slurp me up, eat my...
When people ask, like, what's your exit strategy? I said, I'll leave when the job's done.
Yeah, exactly.
And the job's not going to be done until I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what to tell you. This thing, it's designed to outlive us.
100%. Yeah.
This is a multi-generational thing here.
Yeah, and so you can't look at it and be like, what is the exit strategy? That's not what we're thinking about.
Did Goldman Sachs have an exit strategy?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So when we look at, and I want people to understand this because this is the reason I'm getting into this, because you did that, and then this teed me into a thought that I had.
Go ahead.
We want to create multi-generational partners with business.
Yes.
We're not here to get a bunch of revenue off of the Fortune 100 companies and then turn around and sell this, and then you're going to have to deal with some other company that doesn't care about you.
No, it's in the best.
This is in the best interest for, if you're Pepsi or if you're whoever you may be, Campbell's Soup or your ChatGPT-3, OpenAI, Google, whoever you may be. We want to have conversations with you, set up long-term ways that we can help you with data. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today is healthcare. And I want to first approach the problem in healthcare that you're seeing. I mean, you're talking to healthcare leaders constantly, every single day. You're talking to healthcare leaders.
Yeah.
Our COO is an expert in this field.
Mm-hmm.
He should be in my place, and you guys should be talking about this. But it's so interesting whenever you see healthcare data in the Wild West that's going on right now. Can you kind of explain the problem, and then we'll get into the TARTLE solution?
Sure. So a majority of say you're a big plan, you're a big insurer.
Mm-hmm.
A majority of your data that you get on your members comes from the billing department. What are they going for a surgery, right? Give me some aspects of the health record that we have here, non-identified, of course, or people that are in very niche, end-of-life care groups or terminal illness groups that have a lot of research study around it. That's a majority of where the data is. So these larger healthcare plans and research hospitals are looking for ideas for how they can, in creative ways, get more data from members. And the way they look at it is it's undocumented health information. Because when you're in the hospital, everything gets documented. But everything that led you to the hospital happens outside of it. So how is it that someone who is this, if I'm an insurance plan and I want to cover and care for these people and prevent them from coming in so that it's healthcare, not sick care at that point, right? I want to nip it in the bud early and look at people's habits and behaviors and the food they ingest and the choices they are making before I come in a reactive approach and say, okay, this is how we need to solve this now that the person is already sick. So it's in the interest of keeping people healthy. And so the plans or these hospitals are trying to look for creative ways to get that information, which they don't have, this undocumented information, from people before they hit the door, right? Before they hit the emergency room. And so what this information is called social needs or social determinants of health information. And a big issue is that they do a very poor job, the hospitals, in engaging people. How much time do you spend on your healthcare portal?
None.
Correct. That's exactly the point. It's not a part of your normal technology stack or things that you natively do on your phone to really look at your health and manage it and all these other things. You're distracted with other things in life.
Mm-hmm.
So these the plans or these hospitals will come to us and say, hey, we need help engaging our members. We need help collecting in a very ethical format so that we have health equity in our system. We're actively getting data from everyone, all groups. We need this social needs data. So if we as a business are going to put $1 in to our members to help them, we need to know who's at the highest risk first and understand where they are in their lives. So if we put that $1 in, it's truly preventing them, preventing any sort of illness or thing from occurring that drives them to come into the emergency room. Any long-term sick, right? Sick issue, health issue, whatever it might be. So for the healthcare plans and for hospitals, whoever it is of the sort, they say, let's engage people. Let's collect this undocumented information, the social needs data or social determinants of health information. Let's build these profiles and let's open up a new relationship with our members. And we'll do it through data. We'll do it using TARTLE because we need to understand this so that when we do these risk analysis, we can really understand who Jason Rigby is and how he makes his decisions, right? How the food goes in his body, what's currently inhibiting him from having proper shelter or access to that food itself. Does he actually know these aspects of the medical process? Does he know that he should be taking supplements, right? Does he know that a healthy active lifestyle can decrease mortality rate by an X number of amount? But that doesn't occur because they don't have the data on it. They have all these beautiful systems to have a profile built on people, but they have no way to get that data ethically from the people, to engage with them, to build that iterative lifetime relationship, to drive that data in and do that analysis to say, I'm going to put $1 into Jason Rigby because I know this is going to improve his life. And so that's why in the healthcare aspect of what we do, these plans come to us, these larger, healthcare enterprises to say, can you help us engage with our current members, which is a real issue for us? And then beyond that, help us get the data we need that we don't have so we can better serve people.
Okay, that's the problem that you're experiencing now. I want to kind of go into a little bit of detail like you did there on the solution and how TARTLE is able to ethically do this. And how it can help out these research, the healthcare industry.
Sure. So the technology is peer-to-peer. Like TARTLE is not there aggregating the data. We essentially create the pipe or the bridge between your member and you as the healthcare enterprise, whatever you might be. And what we want to do is that we want to create these things, which we call a data packet or this whole profile, right? This complete profile of a person. And we want you to get access to it directly from that person. So we will craft essentially the data collection mechanism, and we will put it in front of the members with your help, right? To say that, hey, Acme Healthcare Company is looking to source data from you, and we want to do it directly, and we will pay you to give us this information, okay? So now you're starting to build a really interesting relationship of trust. So the product then becomes for the healthcare company is like, okay, I now have this thing which is going to help me get the data, engage with the members, collect what I need, natively map it into our system, which is housing information on the members themselves to help build these profiles of the social needs data. And then TARTLE has the ability using our AI to run a risk analysis on that group to tell me which ones I should be putting $1 into first for their benefit. And it's a really beautiful process. And then you can go back and say, oh, by the way, I need more information from this cohort or from the members in this area. Perfect. We'll engage with them on TARTLE again. So the enterprise works with us. What is it you want to collect to build that base profile? Let's go engage the members. We'll do it right through their cell phones that everybody's on right now today. Let's get that data. Let's run the analysis and then engage them again on the resources that they need. And you repeat that process. And that's a massive cost savings when you actually take the approach of sourcing that social needs data for the plans themselves because people aren't going into the hospital. It's billions of dollars of savings for the plans themselves if you can identify those early risk movers.
So it's called the TSSA product. That's the product that we're introducing to the market. Whenever you look at TARTLE supplemental, like the SDOH, the TSSA, this product, what are the outcomes? Okay, so now I'm whether I'm doing a monthly subscription, I'm getting this information. What are the outcomes that the healthcare industry is hoping for, and what does TARTLE deliver? Actual outcome.
Sure. Yeah. So the healthcare industry wants a couple of things. They invested a bunch of money in all this technology, which was difficult for their IT teams to put together and build one unified system. So what they want to do is they want to have something that's simple, the lightest lift possible, for them to tie into what they're currently doing natively, right? and they want to be able to efficiently engage their members, capture that data, and know exactly where they should put their resource dollars. So there's massive reduce in burden for the actual healthcare enterprise by using a unified technology like TARTLE. You could host this data collection mechanism with 2 lines of code.
Right.
And it takes you no more than 45 seconds to get it put into a web page. 2 lines of code, right? And you could host this thing, you put it anywhere and immediately start engaging the members and doing the data collection totally natively in an automated process. It's quite beautiful. And so for them, that's what they need. That's what they're looking to do. Help me engage, help me ethically collect, help me identify the risk.
Okay, so I see the targeted data capture. I get that part. Member incentives.
Mm-hmm. So, like I was asking you, what's the point of you going on your portal? What incentive
I
do you
may
have?
go on there to look at my blood work labs.
Doesn't help you.
But that doesn't, yeah.
What? Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it identifying the early risk movers or the other choices you make in your life? Is it decreasing the cost of your insurance premiums? Is it putting $1 back in your pocket for you to go buy more food? Absolutely not.
Right.
So you have the choice, right, by using the TSSA product here, this healthcare product that TARTLE has designed, where I can say, I want to say that if I'm going to buy your data off of you, Jason, for $20, right, this one portion of the data, I will credit that either towards your healthcare insurance premium to reduce that yearly cost, whatever it might be, because now you're less risk for the plan, or I'll just give you that $20 directly for you to go spend on whatever you want. So there's an economic benefit both ways.
That's what you're saying.
It's either a cost gain or a cost savings.
Right.
And so for me, I mean, insurance is expensive.
Yes.
But if I can look at these risk tables as the actual plan itself and really have a true profile on people and who the real risk movers are, it's a massive cost savings. And so I can channel even a portion of the billions of dollars of savings back into my members themselves.
Yeah, and we're obviously having healthcare leaders listening to this right now. One of the things that I want us to get into a little bit more so that they can understand is the vastness of the member insights that we can give them.
Yeah.
The vastness of the data. It's more than just a survey.
Oh, it's far more than a survey, right? There's interesting correlations in the research to find, like, maybe the people that are using Facebook actually have a higher depression rate.
Right.
Oh, very interesting. I wouldn't have known that because I had never had the ability to collect information off people who were actual Facebook members. All I know is that the person's coming in to speak with a physician about their depression, if they even choose to come in. So it's like I can find very interesting correlations by building this very large, broad-based profile so I can have a true established health equity to look at everything that's occurring in the life and say, wow, I didn't realize that these were some key indicators leading to these long-term illnesses. We know mental health's a big problem here in the United States. So how do you find that identification? Let's collect a broad base of things outside of just direct healthcare information. Let's talk about other parts of people's habits or aspects. Let's talk about how they feel in terms of, do you have family? Do you have friends that you get to speak with?
Right.
Like, there's many more things that go into this profile of who we are, this complete profile. So for the plans themselves, if I can understand and collect more, if I can go beyond just the, documented data and really step into the undocumented stuff.
Yes.
There's many things I can learn about keeping people healthy and what drives them to be unhealthy.
So we're quantifying the patient story, which is a huge win, a huge bonus to this industry. What does it look like when we're getting to that source, the zero and first party data?
Well, what you find is you actually get to start to see deltas in behavior. So rather than just like it's not going to tell me much if I capture Jason's blood pressure for 6 months straight. Okay, it's going to tell me how his blood pressure is changing, but why is it changing?
Yes.
It forces me to then make all these assumptions about Jason and his life's habits, right? But I don't really know anything about his family. I don't know about what he's been eating, what his cortisol levels are like from stress. Like, I don't know. I have no clue. So how do I get that insight? How do I really start to quantify that story? How do I start to measure it? And so you begin to measure those changes with the first party and zero party data, because now me as the person, the member, have participation in the data sharing. It's not some just like third party observational thing. It's like, now I'm the boots on the ground. I'm telling you my story. I'm telling you why I am here today, why I am the way I am.
Well, I mean, I think what I want this industry to understand when it comes to TARTLE, there's so many cross ways to experience data in the sense of you may be interested, maybe not, I don't know. You may be interested in my 23andMe data.
Sure.
I can sell that to you.
Absolutely.
On the marketplace.
Yeah. When before you'd pay massive premiums from it and you would get a very limited amount directly, say, from 23andMe, which is a massive ethical issue too at the same time.
Yes, 100%. But I choose to, and this is what I want to get into, and I'm using this as an example, because the ethical record of exchange.
Right. There's a choice that occurs. I don't have to, as a member of the plan, I don't have to share my data if I don't want to. Mm-hmm. I can choose not to participate. It's not a forced participation, or it's not doing this in some shady sense behind people's backs without their knowledge. There's a true record of consent and exchange that occurs. And this is important because it reduces the liability for the plan itself.
Yes.
And it reduces any long-term ills that could occur from someone taking this data and using it against the actual member themselves. So if this is clear and there's a record of this, it's of great benefit to the plan and the people to come together using a technology in a peer-to-peer sense like TARTLE to transmit this data, to actually build this product of engagement, identification, and analysis, and repeating that process very iteratively with the members themselves. And that is a benefit, and it's a huge miss that these plans have right now. It's like you're covering millions and millions of people, but you can't get any information from them. So they look to our product, they look to our tool to solve that pain point.
Yeah, on the zero and first party data, because coming from a marketing background, it's a hit and miss from what you're buying on the third. It's unethical most of the time because you don't know where it came, where it got scrubbed from,
right?
Through what loops globally, and then from there, not only is you're having that issue, Google and all these other companies, Apple, are going away with cookies, so you're going to have a cookieless world. So whether it's lifetime cohorts or retargeting or whatever, you're looking at I'm having a hard time communicating with members. One, I'm relying on this third-party data. That's going to get, hey, what do I do?
Yeah, and paper surveys, no one's filling those out.
No
one looks at their
I don't want a paper survey from the hospital.
No, the only paper stuff people look at is something from the IRS.
Yes.
Truthfully.
Yes.
But apart from that, if you're doing an HCAP survey, use TARTLE. If you're trying to get non-documented or undocumented data that comes with social needs or social determinant of health, use the TARTLE product. Mm-hmm. If you want a light lift, if you want immediate engagement from the members, use the TARTLE product.
Yeah, I love that. So we're talking about these enhanced patient profiles. Mm-hmm. What other things would the healthcare industry be interested in that they would be shocked or surprised that TARTLE can offer them?
Yeah, very interesting. So TARTLE also has the ability to educate members. So if you're looking at these profiles, you can see how people respond to healthcare education. It's huge. Behavioral health education, sexual education, anything of the sort. Many people don't have it. So not only do you engage your members to collect information, right, data, to build these profiles.
I get what you're saying, yes.
But you can also go to them and show them videos and then have them take small quizzes, which they're also incentivized to do. And it tells you a lot about the state of how people currently understand health and healthcare and the choices they're making. So now you're starting to build this process in of building people up to make better life choices.
I love that. Yes.
You're putting money in to help them, right? To help guide them where they need. And at the same time, they also have the ability to educate themselves. And there's this beautiful data sharing relationship that occurs with you, the plan, and the member itself.
The educational aspect is so refreshing.
Oh, it has to be. And it has to be.
But you get to collect that data from those responses. But then at the same time, you're making that human, that life better.
And it's a really simple one that I found frankly shocking. And I'm not a healthcare expert. This is just through conversations. People don't know what language people speak natively.
That's
so
so interesting.
If I'm giving you
right.
healthcare documents at the hospital, and none of them are in my language, what good does that do? What good does it do if I'm speaking with a provider that only speaks in English? It doesn't do me any good.
Right.
And that's a big thing. It's just really understanding what language is spoken in a household. These are some of the things that can be, collected, using TARTLE and that peer-to-peer mechanism, using this data product itself for healthcare plans. So there's many things that, you would find, and plans find exciting about this product. And it really opens up a real world of opportunity to help the plan and members themselves.
Last question. I can see the ROI, the benefit. It's an amazing product. What's the risk? I always look at reward and risk.
Sure. Your risk is not collecting this data. Your risk is that people show up and you don't know what's causing them to be sick. Your risk is higher insurance payouts and premiums, bad actuarial tables. There's tons and tons of different risks. And for the plan, it's a massive economic risk by not having this information to act upon. And then for people, if you're not collecting it, it's a risk for them because you're doing them a disservice as the people that are trying to keep them healthy by not giving them the proper resources that they need, not giving them the proper engagement. So it's a risk to the member and the plan by not having this data sharing relationship.
Love that. And everyone can go to tartle.co/healthcare. And you can see all this information. It goes a lot more detailed. There's a PDF that you can download for free.
Sure, to learn more about the product. And beyond that, if you would like to have a conversation with us, it's very easy to schedule a meeting. There's a button on there, and we'd love to talk to you about the healthcare product and how it can really revolutionize your relationship with your members. So with that, thank you very much.